Governors polls Uzodimma, Diri in early lead, Ododo, Ajaka fight for Kogi. Hope Uzodimma of Imo State and Duoye Diri of Bayelsa State. There was wide jubilation at the Supreme Court on Friday after the Apex Court upheld the victories of the Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo State governors at the November 2023 gubernatorial polls. The Apex Court began the hearing with the Bayelsa State Appeal, during which its five-member panel, in a unanimous decision, affirmed Gov Duoye Diri's victory, much to the admiration of his People's Democratic Party supporters. The panel headed by Justice Lawal Garba dismissed the appeal filed by the All-Progressive Congress candidate, Timothy Silva, and affirmed the Court of Appeal's decision delivered on July 15, which had also nullified the appeal for lacking in merit and an abuse of court process. Citing a section of the 1999 Constitution, the Apex Court panel held that the APC governorship candidate has only one right to appeal the judgment of the tribunal, and not multiple. The court therefore faulted Silva for filing two notices of appeal to the appellate court. Justice Garba said, the appellant failed to prove any of the grounds of the petition. In determination of the issues raised, the lower court relied on the judgment of this court, and said it was an abuse of court process to file two processes on one issue. I am of the view that the Court of Appeal was right that after filing a notice of appeal, the appellant had exhausted the right provided. I therefore resolve in favor of the respondent against the appellant. The appeal is an abuse of court process. The Supreme Court also dismissed the appeal by the National Rescue Movement and its candidate Micah Okims in the last governorship election in Bayelsa State. The Apex Court held that the appeal was without merit because the case was based on a pre-election issue of alleged supply of false information. But shortly after getting the Apex Court verdict, the governor's supporters, clad in Niger Delta attire, beamed with the smiles and jubilated widely out of the court premises. A similar scenario played out when the Apex Court upheld Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma's victory at the last election, as his supporters, with their red caps, made joyful noise in the court premises. A five-member panel of the Apex Court in a unanimous decision dismissed the appeal brought before the court by the PDP and its candidate, Samuel Enyewu. In the lead judgment delivered by Justice Mohammed Baba Idris, the court resolved all the issues raised for determination in the appeal against the appellants. The court held that the appeal was without merit and dismissed it. The Supreme Court also dismissed the appeal by the Labour Party and its candidate, Athan Akonu, for being unmeritorious. The Apex Court resolved the three issues identified for determination against the appellants. Justice Idris ruled that the appellants, who were the petitioners at the election tribunal, failed to prove their case as required. But supporters of the Kogi State Governor, Ahmed Ododo, displayed the heaviest jubilation after the Apex Court upheld his victory. They spent 30 minutes screaming on top of their voices out of excitement and hugging themselves. They got carried away with their excitement and attacked the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Muratalo Ajaka, as he was leaving the courtroom. The Ododo supporters attacked Ajaka, throwing objects and water at him with mockery. The Supreme Court had dismissed Ajaka's appeal, affirming Ododo's victory in the Kogi gubernatorial off-cycle election. A five-member panel of the Apex Court, in a unanimous decision, refused to void the Kogi state election, as requested by the SDP candidate. In the lead judgment, Justice Sadiq Umar of the court resolved all the three issues identified for determination in the appeal against the appellants. The Supreme Court held that Ajaka's appeal marked SCSCV 654/2024 was without merit and proceeded to dismiss it. Governor of Bayelsa State, Duoye Diri, has described Friday's judgment of the Supreme Court, which affirmed his victory in the November 11, 2023 governorship election, as the triumph of truth over falsehood and evil. Speaking in Abuja after the Apex Court gave its verdict, Governor Diri said the victory was not for him or his deputy alone, but also for people of the state whose choice was validated by the courts. A statement by his chief press secretary, Daniel Alabra, quoted the governor as saying that his victories at the courts have renewed his hope in the judiciary and in democracy. He said no matter the level of hardship in the country, the forthrightness of the judiciary has given him assurance that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and called on Nigerians to be hopeful for a better country. Speaking on what people of the state should expect in his second term, Governor Diri said his administration had started well, and that it will consolidate on the gains so far made and even introduce new programs and policies that will benefit the people. The Commissioner for Information, Orientation and Strategy, Ibiawu Kokuobi, described the victory as a thing of joy, saying they have been vindicated. It's a thing of joy for us. We are happy as a state. Eventually, we have been vindicated. We voted massively for the governor, she stated. She said the judgment has put to rest all the challenges, and that Bayelsans should expect progress in terms of infrastructural development and policies. Dubara Atasi, Senior Special Assistant on Media to the Deputy Governor, Lawrence Urujakpo, said they are happy, thanking God for the victory. Atasi said on hearing news of the judgment, the Deputy Governor and a large number of party faithful and supporters who had gathered to him started a praise session at the chapel in his office in Government House. He echoed the governor and his deputy, saying the judgment is a victory to God and a victory for democracy. Yes, we are happy. There is jubilation. As our bosses have already said, it's victory to God and victory for democracy.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop getting the latest information happening around. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing. Until next time, keep sharpening and be smart.